Podcorn, Podcast Corner. Yeah, so okay, here we have the host here, Amanda, and Chika and Savitri over here will be the host for today's podcast. And today we have a very special guest coming from the U.S. Consulate General Surabaya. Welcome, Chris. Yeah.
Thank you.
Look at Chris, the U.S. Consul General Surabaya. Please give a warm welcome.
Yay.
Yeah, you played a big role here as the person who connects people with cultures and Indonesia, of course, since you're now in Surabaya. And then there are a lot of stories, I bet, in the stores for you to tell because we would like to hear all of it. And so we're just going to dive into the questions and then maybe we can check. Yeah, we can see your first day. How was your first day going in the U.S. Consulate General for Surabaya? Okay.
Tersuun. Hai semua, aku Chris Green, Consul General Amerika Serikat yang baru di Surabaya. Saya sangat senang berada di sini di Surabaya dan untuk mewakili Amerika Serikat di Jawa Timur dan di seluruh Indonesia Timur.
Okay, I see that you're now based in Surabaya, but I bet this is not your first time going to Indonesia, right?
That's right. So first of all, thank you again for having me. It's really exciting to be here and be on my very first podcast. Also my first time to visit the American Corner here at UNER. So that's right. So the video that we saw a short clip of was my first day. And I'm very excited to be here in Surabaya, working with the team at the Consulate General. You know, we do... I always kind of think of our mission. We have kind of two tracks. One is to manage the relationship between the U.S. government and Indonesian government, but a huge part of it, more really what we're doing today, is to develop and expand what we call people-to-people ties, which are everything except for the boring government-to-government stuff that's important but a little boring, and this is much more fun. And but you're right. This is not my first time in Surabaya. My previous experience here was very much a people-to-people ties kind of experience. So this is I previously lived in Surabaya for 1 year, a couple of years ago.
Okay.
I was lucky enough to take a year of what we call leave without pay, but basically a year off from work.
Okay.
My wife at the time was, she's also in the diplomatic service.
Oh.
So she was assigned to the consulate in Surabaya. And it was my first time living in Surabaya. I had a great time. But even before then, when I was studying in Malang in the 1990s, I would often come to Surabaya because you had a mall here, which was pretty exciting.
Like
So it's what's been interesting to me being back here is to see the changes over the years. Because I think the first time I was in Surabaya was in if I remember correctly, 1996. And it's the first place I came in Indonesia. And to see the difference between the city now and the city almost 30 years ago, what has changed, what is still kind of feels the same, has been a really interesting experience. But it is very exciting for me personally to be back in the city that was the very first time I was in Indonesia was here in Surabaya, and so it's really exciting for me to be back in that place. Lots of memories.
Yeah, but I bet in those 30 years, a lot of things changing, right? But for the first day here in Surabaya, what were the important things that happened to you that made an impact on you, your experience first time in Surabaya after 30 years?
So I think coming back, it's a different role for me now as the head of the U.S. consulate here. And so it makes me really excited to do the things that we can do as a consulate team with our partners like you here at the American Corner. I'm really excited about this time in our relationship with Indonesia, both, again, on the official side of things. This is our 75th year of formal diplomatic relations, which I think everybody's heard.
Yeah.
But I think what's more interesting in Surabaya is that we've actually had a presence here since 1866.
Yeah.
So I'm not good at the math, but that's like 160 years. It's been a really long time.
Yeah, a long time.
So we have a really long history here and a really long history of partnering with institutions in Surabaya and East Java, including this university. And so the first thing I'm thinking about when I come back here is how cool is it that I get to play my part in that really long relationship that's more than 150 years. And what can I do with the team to build on all of the ties and all of the relationships that we've had to make it even better in the future?
Okay.
Okay, so it was really great answer, and I like how you've been here quite a lot of times, and it feels like you're coming back home, I would say, because
That's exactly
you've
what
been
it feels like. Yeah.
here quite a lot. But I am also quite curious about, since I've heard that you recently went to Makassar, right, to open the American Corner at Nipa Mall, and you also prepared your vlog here, and maybe we can play a little bit of it
Sure.
before proceeding.
Aku di Makassar, di Nipa Mall. Tempat luar biasa, baru saja menandatangani MOU dengan Kala Group dan Nipa Mall untuk membuka American Corner yang baru di Makassar. Dan sekarang saya akan melakukan mungkin sesuatu yang agak gila, ya. Oke, di sini di Nipa Mall ada slide tinggi 3 lantai. Aduh, oke. Kita akan lihat ya. Oke.
Kepala diangkat. Baring kepala diangkat.
Begini. Oke, dorong lah. Oke. Aduh. Wah. Tambah lagi.
So, I want to ask a few questions because about the American Corner and about your visit there. How's the preparation been going on so far? And have you met with any of the local communities there? And maybe if you have, what kind of insights did you gain from them?
So the American Corner, the preparation is going well. So this was a couple of weeks ago in Makassar where we signed the formal agreement with the Kala Group who's hosting us there in the Beacon office. So the preparation is ongoing. We signed the MOU. The formal opening, when we actually open for programming, we're aiming for December, so later this year. In between now and then, we're getting the space ready and working on initial programming. We're doing some, just like here at the American Corner, we have some staff for the American Corner and other partners locally. So we're kind of working on training and getting used to how we do things. But we're very excited about this. Makassar is a great place for this because, as we know, Makassar is one of the most important cities in eastern Indonesia.
Yes.
It's kind of the gateway to eastern Indonesia in many senses. So we've long wanted to expand our presence there. And when I was in Makassar, it was my very first time to be there. It was really interesting to talk to people and see how eager they are for the kinds of programming that we do with American Corners. They're interested in the United States, and they're interested in how much we are interested in them. Okay. And so just like we use American Corners here in Surabaya, we see it as it's a platform that we can use for that kinds of cultural interactions.
That's real.
We can do some Mario Kart maybe, or podcasts, whatever it is they're interested in.
Of course.
Because whenever we work with American Corners, we have our ideas from our side, but we're most interested in is, what do you think is most interesting? What are you interested in? What do you want to do? And so we're really excited to start that relationship with people in Makassar and see what we can do with the American Corner there.
Okay, that's a really nice experience and a compelling perspective from Mr. Green. And we have another vlog that, have you ever visited the Somba Opu market in Makassar, right?
I did, yes.
Yes. Yeah. And maybe we can have a little throwback on your journey in Somba Opu market Makassar.
Ini aku di pasar Somba Opu. Mau cari oleh-oleh, ngopi, dan lihat apa adanya. Ayo. Oke, sejauh ini aku lihat banyak sekali toko emas. Itu dia. Aku lihat kopi. Oke, saya baru masuk di toko ujung. Kopi terkenal di Makassar. Boleh saya pesan kopi? Kopi ada kopi hitam aja. Nggak usah pakai gula ya. Saya udah cukup manis. It's true, you know.
Yeah. That's a really nice punchline.
Okay.
Mr. Green, we already know that there are many ways to engage in volunteer work. And after visiting the new corner in Makassar, how do you envision that the American Corner can promoting the cross-cultural exchange and understanding between the American and local communities?
Sure. I mean, I think, you know, I spent a lot of time in Indonesia, and one of the things that that I keep learning over and over is how similar Indonesia and the United States are. We don't, at first glance, we don't think of it that way. We think very different places, but one of the things we share is a spirit of volunteerism. So, we just had Hari Kemerdekaan in August, right? And, one of the traditions there is kerja bakti.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Gotong royong, kerja bakti.
exactly. So communities working together for common causes. And we don't use the same, we don't call it gotong royong in kerja bakti in America, but we have the same ideas, is that volunteerism, using our time and our skills to help our community is very central to American culture, just like it is in Indonesia. And I think it's one of the sort of shared spirits that we can build on, just like we do here in Makassar. And so we're really excited about talking with people locally in South Sulawesi and hearing their ideas about what we can partner to do. We have our team here. I know they're off camera right now, but we're all volunteering our time here, right? And I think that we all recognize we do this because we enjoy it, but also we know that it's valuable to us personally and to our communities. And I think that we're looking to build on that same spirit in Makassar as well.
Okay. So I really do agree with your answer, because I feel like volunteering is all about giving back to the community, and
Yeah, of
that is
course.
very, very quite important, especially in the society right now. Also, I heard that you went to Kapal Pinisi as well, right? Okay, so you also prepared the vlog for you, and maybe we can show a bit of it.
Hai guys, sekarang aku di Penisi dekat pelabuhan Makassar bersama teman-teman seperti Consul General Jepang, Consul General Filipina dari Manado, dan Consul General Australia juga. Kami sedang menghadiri dalam acara F8 di Makassar. Semuanya di Makassar sejauh ini luar biasa.
Well, you documented a lot of your journey here through your vlogs, and especially in Kapal Pinisi, it is such a important cultural and historical symbol. And then you document because you were there with your other Consul General friends, and then you have this series of episodes of you just vlogging your day-to-day life, and that really does offer a very unique way to connect with people. And I want to ask about, how did you actually come up with the idea of vlogging, and how do you perceive the connection between technology and volunteerism?
Sure. Well, the vlog idea came out of the realization that sometimes we feel as foreign diplomats very isolated from people, right? And we realize that for Indonesians, for your audience, and for everyone else, we seem like we're almost like aliens. We're separate. We come from a different place, and we have this sort of job that no one really understands. And so what we wanted to do is make people understand the reality that we're just ordinary people too. We have a different job. We have a certain role. It's really exciting for us to be assigned to other countries in this role. But we want to break down this barrier from us as this kind of separate entity, and really demonstrate that we're just regular people. I'm just Chris. I'm just a regular guy. I have an interesting job, but I'm still just a regular person. And so we thought with the vlog, it might be a good way to do that, where I just grab the camera and I don't have a script. I just talk about whatever's on my mind. Because I think it's important in order for us to relate to people as people, we have to understand that we're really not any different. But your question about technology is really interesting. It's, technology, of course, it's constantly moving and developing. It changes everything we do, especially how we communicate with each other. And so we're always trying to think of ways that we can use technology in new ways to reach people. If you think not that long ago, before we all had hape in our pocket, you had to go to the wartel or walk around the neighborhood, knock on the doors. It was you don't remember wartel. That's before you were born.
No.
You've heard of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so us old people, we know the wartel. But it's we have all these opportunities to connect with people directly
Okay.
as individuals, and so we're constantly working together to think about how do we do that. So like what we're doing now with the podcasts is another option for that, because what we think of as our audiences, which is I guess more formal than I would like, but our friends on the other side of the technology, some like to watch, some like to contact us through YouTube or podcasts or Instagram or WhatsApp, whatever it is. But we try to be where our friends are, and so we're constantly looking for new ways to use technology that way.
Yeah.
We really love your perspective, and we really enjoy your vlog through the U.S. Consulate General YouTube channel. And after watch all of your vlog, and after you experience our game and podcast here, how do you believe this creative approach using technologies like podcast, vlog, film, and game can enhance the spirit of volunteerism and a foster of a community?
So I think that we always want to encourage people to find a way to volunteer that works for them. Volunteerism takes many forms. Sometimes it's as close as within the family. Sometimes it's within your immediate neighborhood. Sometimes it is on campus, and sometimes it's with organizations that are as different as a foreign consulate general. So I think our message is that volunteerism and a focus on being part of your community and thinking of yourself as part of a larger social unit is really valuable. And so the more we can reach people and talk about volunteerism and the value of it, we hope to encourage more people to do it themselves, whether they do that with us or within their own communities. It's all good. So whatever we can do.
Well, we've heard that a lot of interesting things that your ways and your efforts in getting closer to people, you try to break the barriers because you have maybe special jobs, right? But that's not going to make you any different with us, of course, with the people here. And that's very nice insights. But before we close it, maybe is there anything that you would like to say as a closing, but in Bahasa Indonesia, since that we've heard that you picked up our language a lot.
Very
So please,
fluent.
is there
Fluent
anything you'd
in
like to say?
Indonesia.
Sure. Saya hanya pengen ucapkan terima kasih sekali lagi untuk kesempatan ini untuk diwawancarai lewat podcast. Ini podcast pertama saya, hebat sekali. Dan mudah-mudahan bisa kembali sekali lagi segera.
Oh yeah.
Kalau
We love to
diajak.
have
Oh,
you
of
here.
course,
Pasti diajak.
of course. Yeah. Okay, with that, we are wrapping up today's Podcorn, Podcast Corner. And big thanks to Mr. Green for spending the time with us, and then all of the teams here. I hope that we all had a great chat. I hope that also we can meet again and we share another stories, another laughs. So, okay, that's all for today's. Maybe we can say bye-bye to the camera. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.